This tiny muscle will make you look 10 times more jacked as you are now. And you're probably skipping it. And no, it's not your chest, side delts, or abs. To prove it, I'll show you two photos of the same person. And I want you to tell me exactly which one do you think looks more muscular, A or B. At first glance, A clearly looks bigger and more complete. But the difference comes down to just one neglected muscle. That muscle is the rear delts, which can be really tiny compared to other muscles but have a big impact on your physique. There was a guy in my gym that always looked jacked, and surely his upper body was pretty well developed. But what made him really look as jacked was his well-developed rear delts. And one of the few influencers that understands this is Sam Sulek, because most of the time you see him prioritizing his rear delt over any other shoulder muscle, even the side delt. So, to put this into perspective, I will first explain the science behind it. And as you know, your shoulders are made of three parts: the front, side, and rear delt. And most people overtrain the front delt, misunderstand the side delt, and well, completely ignore the rear delt, which scientifically is the most interesting when it comes to looking jacked. This tiny muscle does not only make you look wide from the back, but it also has an impact on your side and even front view. How? Well, when your rear delts are underdeveloped, your upper body caves forward, your chest sinks in, and your arms even look smaller. So training your rear delts will make your arms, chest, and shoulders look bigger, which in fact makes you look more jacked. But the problem is, most gym goers have underdeveloped rear delts. In fact, it's almost so rare to find someone with overdeveloped rear delts, and that's not because it's very rare to grow them, but it comes down to one simple reason: people don't actually know how to train them. So I have watched and studied over 10 different videos. About the rear delt muscle, and training them comes down to 3 simple exercises. And the good part? You just have to choose the 2 exercises that suits you well and apply the tips that I'm going to give you later on in this video. So the first exercise obviously is going to be the reverse fly, however done with a cable and not with an actual pec deck machine. And the reason is because this machine is limited in the stretch it provides, has a restricted range of motion, and isn't the most comfortable to use, especially for targeting rear delts effectively. So I suggest setting the cable just above your shoulders while performing cable reverse fly with each arm separately focusing on a full stretch. Keep your arms almost as straight and keep your elbows fixed completely so you are targeting your rear delt and not actually your triceps. This variation is better because you can get a full stretch while also be comfortable with the movement, which allows you to hit the muscle more effectively. Now the second exercise is the rope face pull, set from low to high like Jeff Nippard suggested, and not the opposite. So you set the cable at shoulder height, and you push upward and not in, kinda like doing double biceps pose, with driving your elbows back. You shouldn't grab the rope with your pinkies, but rather with your thumb. And while you perform the negative, avoid moving your back with the rope instead, just move your arms. The third exercise is kinda like the second, but as a different variation, so you can really just choose one, and this exercise is the bodyweight face pulls. Now this might be better than the cable version because not everyone have access to a cable, plus it can be done literally anywhere. Grab a bar set at eye level, lean back with straight arms, then pull your body toward the bar by driving your elbows high and wide. This can be really effective if you do it right, and it can completely change your rear delts in a positive way. Now even with the right exercises and the right form, your rear delt is still not going to grow by much, and that's because most lifters either add too much weight because their ego can't handle small weight, or they do lower reps. So to avoid being one of these guys, you should keep in mind one thing or two. So as we said earlier, the rear delt is considered to be a small muscle, and as a small muscle, it really doesn't require that much weight to be stimulated. In fact, adding too much weight can have more of a negative impact on your rear delt growth. So I suggest to use a weight that can put you in the 12 to 20 rep range and never less. And I suggested a higher rep range because the rear delts are a smaller stabilizing muscle with low mechanical leverage, so they respond best to higher reps where you can isolate them with control and avoid letting stronger muscles like the traps take over. So no, one of the secrets to get a jacked physique like the guy in my gym, but you're still missing one muscle that, while combined with rear delts, can make your physique not 10, not 20, but 100 times as more jacked. I talk more about that right here.